live? Are live. So it would appear. This over here. The chat's turned on. Test the chat. Chat test. All right, looks like we are up and running. So, hi everybody, and welcome back to SEO.ninja. My name is Triston, and today we're going to be talking about building a landing page with Weebly. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because a lot of the websites that you guys have been submitting to us to take a look at. So we have another video where we go through like the whole Weebly setup and everything. One of the things that we were offering in that video was that viewers could submit their websites in the comment section, and then we can all kind of take a look at it, give some feedback, and share some advice. And we're looking for some potential clients and work that we can do on there as well. Now, we noticed that a lot of the websites we were looking at kind of had similar, I don't want to say problems, but they had similar issues or problems that I guess they are problems. Similar things that they needed to fix. And so what we decided to do is we're going to sit down today and we're going to do this live stream. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about how we actually design our landing pages, what goes into the landing page, how we monitor what's going on with the landing page, so that way we can not just get more traffic to it, but then turn more of that traffic into customers, which is what we want. Now, this is going to be live, and so I don't typically have a lot of people in the chat or anything, but there is a pretty significant delay, and so if you guys say something in chat, I might take a while to answer it. We're going to just kind of go through the tutorial like we would normally, and then I'll answer any questions. If they're pertinent to what we're doing, then I'll answer the questions as we go through. And if there are other kinds of questions, then we will answer those at the end of the stream. I'm trying to think what else I need to let you guys know. We're going to be doing this on Weebly, which you guys probably already guessed. And this is actually going to be a landing page that I am recreating. So let me show you the source page. This right here. So this is a landing page that I've been working on for a new course that I'm putting together, which is doing all right. So, I mean, the idea behind this is that we're going to collect emails and get people to sign up for a training program to help them learn how to make more money off of video game videos here on YouTube. And it's a cool little program. And so we've started to promote it. And so with this, we had 50 people sign up so far. And this is currently built with WordPress. This is using a theme called Divi, which we like Divi, don't get me wrong. But I've noticed that my conversion rates weren't quite where I wanted them to be. And I was having some conflicts between WordPress and Divi and my caching plugins and my other speed optimization plugins and like the actual form itself. So like when somebody would fill out the form, it wouldn't actually do anything. It should now. And the idea is that whenever somebody fills out this form, it can take them over here to this page where they can download all the goodies that we have been promising them. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this as best we can with Weebly, just because Weebly is an all-in system. Like everything that you need for Weebly is already built into Weebly. You don't have to worry about caching plugins. You don't have to worry about forms not working. It's all just built into the system, and so it's very fast, it's very effective, it's very efficient. So that is what we want to do today. So starting at the very beginning, first thing we're going to do is choose a theme. Now, if you're not familiar with this part, or if you need to like see some of the stuff that leads up to here, then I definitely recommend that you guys check out the full tutorial that we have here on the channel. Should be on the channel page under Weebly tutorials, Weebly 2019, something like that. So when selecting a theme, really what we're looking at is we're looking at the menu style, and then we want to see what the main headers look like, because this is primarily where our landing pages and where our call to action and stuff is going to be. So we want something that's going to be clean, that has a design that you like, fonts that you like, typefaces, and all of that. So personally, I really like this one right here, the Love Seat, just because I like the colors, I like the typefaces, I like all that stuff. It's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one. We're not going to register a domain. We're not going to do any of that right now. We're just going to change this to gaming SEO. Cool. And continue. All right. So now we have our landing page. The elements that we're going to be using for this is we're going to be bringing in a form from MailerLite, which apparently sounds a lot like Miller Lite, the beer, but we want mailer as in the mail. MailerLite, we're going to use this form right here, which is the same one that you guys saw back here at the top. So we're going to be using this. That is tied into my autoresponder. Yes, right here. This one here. And it's pretty cool. I've been working on it, and this is a previous version that I built, and this has already generated like $400. So that's always cool. We like it when that happens. And then I've got some pictures. I've got some texts. With the landing page, one of the main things that you want to focus on is that you want to have one specific call to action, or you want to have one specific goal for the user once they're actually on the page, right? So that's one of the mistakes that I've made over here is I have, hey, why don't you come check out our YouTube channel? And hey, why don't you join our Facebook group? And hey, look, here's some reviews. You know, it's too much. Oh, and of course, up here at the top, why don't you fill out this form and download these extra stuff or goodies that I've been putting together? But, you know, you have to look at all this other stuff first, because as soon as you click on this, it's taking you to a different page. So, you know, I kind of went a little overboard with this. I think I just liked the design, and I didn't want to not take advantage of it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I guess we'll go ahead and just turn our home page into our landing page. We can always change it later. But if you guys do want to do something along those lines, then what you do is you come over here to pages, and we're actually just going to delete all of these. We don't need a home, we don't need an about or a blog, we don't need a contact page, at least not right now. Eventually I am going to move all of my marketing for this course over here to this page. Splash pages. What's a splash page look like? That's horrible. Okay, so we're just going to go back to the big headers, and that will work. I'm going to change the name of this to sign up. For our SEO settings real quick, just because we're here, then we're going to change the page title. Typically this is going to be whatever you want your keywords to be. So like if you're trying to rank for dog groomers in Boise, Idaho, then you'd want this to say dog groomers in Boise, Idaho. And you'd also want to put it here in the top of your page description. We're mostly concerned about page description in this particular setting because if somebody shares this to Facebook, then we want to be able to control at least a little bit what people are actually going to be seeing when that's shared. So like it's going to take a snippet of the page, and we kind of want to give them what we want here. So learn how to make, no, we're going to do that. Make more money with your video game content on YouTube and Twitch with our program. Smiley face. Meta keywords is useless. This has been like deactivated by Google now for like the last 3, 4, 5 years. It's only here because people don't know that. So just to keep that in mind. So that's done. All right, now to actually build the darn thing. So there are 2 things that we want to keep in mind when we're actually building out our landing pages. So the first one we want to look at is the IDA sales funnel. All right. Here's everything I've learned so far in my pursuit for my MBA. The IDA sales model, okay, or sales funnel. The idea is that whenever somebody buys something, then they go through a certain process, basically of 4 different steps, okay? The first step is they need to become aware that the product actually exists. The second step is that they need to be interested in that product, or interested enough that they decide to learn more about the product. Then they have to want the product, and then they need to take some sort of an action in order to actually receive the product. Okay, they have to buy the darn thing. They have to fill out the form. So when we are creating our landing pages, we kind of want to make sure that we're going through this process. Okay, now it's not limited just to the website or just to the landing page itself. In order for somebody to become aware of a product or become aware of a service, you can do that with like the ad that you're using to promote it. You can do that with your Facebook account or with your Twitter or your Instagram or whatever. That's how you generate awareness. You just want people to see this thing and know that it exists. Okay. Now, you don't necessarily want everybody to know and see that this thing exists. You want a very specific audience, which is going to be the people who are most likely to buy the thing from you or buy the service from you. So when you are targeting that, you want to look for people who are going to be interested in that particular product. Now, the people who are interested are the ones who are most likely going to click on this. So when I create this, what I'm thinking is, okay, I know I'm going to be running ads to this, and it's going to say, if you want to make more money with your gaming videos, which is something that a lot of people want, then I need you to come and to click on this website, right? And that in and of itself is actually a little tiny mini sales funnel. I'm getting their awareness. I'm getting them interested in what I'm talking about. If I'm able to talk to the pain point that they have, which we'll talk about here in just a second, then they're going to have enough interest that they then want to click on the link, and then they actually click on the link, and that's completing the action. That's the first mini sales funnel. It's also the top part of our top sales funnel. So again, once they become interested, then we want to expand on what it is that our offer is, and then invite them to take some sort of an action. So the other thing I have been learning about copywriting, because I suck at copywriting. So for copywriting, then it says that we need to focus on triggers, trust, value, and pain. So the triggers are going to be things that get somebody's attention. So like I sold $25,000 worth of gaming computers this year on Amazon as an affiliate. Here's how to do it. Okay, so that's something that's getting somebody's attention. In order to generate trust, then I could like show screenshots of that actually being done. Or in your case, if we're talking about a product, you can say, hey, my product does X. Here's a screenshot. Here's a testimonial. Here's a whatever, in order to show that it actually happens. Okay. And then you give some sort of value. You give something that's going to be useful or valuable to the person. Okay. This is like the reason that they clicked. So in my case, the value that I'm giving out is I'm giving them, the PDFs that they get when they sign up for this form, right? And then the pain is the problem that they're trying to solve. Okay. So in this case, I've got gamers who are uploading content, who are putting all this work into these videos, but then they don't actually make any money from that, or they don't get the reach that they want, or they don't get the results that they're looking for. And so that's their pain point. If you are a dog trainer in Boise, Idaho, then the pain point could be that the dog isn't obeying and it's barking at the neighbors and it's causing problems, and it's stressing you out because the dog the dog's not obedient, which I can relate to because my beagle is sitting around here and he is not obedient in the slightest. Okay. So when we are creating our landing pages, we want to make sure that we're focusing on this. Okay. We want to move them through the sales funnel. And then we also, when we create the content itself, like the text that's on the page, we want to talk to those pains, and then we want to, again, trigger or get their attention. And then we want to show them that we can actually do what we're talking about, give them something valuable, and make sure that we are addressing the pain or the problem that they actually feel. So that being said, we need to take the whole site here, and we are going to create this in a way that it will do all of those things. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we are going to remove as many distractions as we possibly can. So I forgot to hide the home page from the menu. Next thing we're going to do is we're basically just going to take this and we are going to talk to that pain point. So in this case, the pain point is make more money with video game content. We'll do video game videos on YouTube and Twitch. Yep. Text under here. So there's our trigger. This is what it is that we want them to do. You put so many hours into making quality videos, which if they're like me, that's not true. Recording them, editing them, and uploading them. But then nothing happens. All that work goes down the drain. And no one ever even, and you only have like 5 views to show for it. But that's so like that's addressing the pain, right? Like it sucks when you upload a video and you only get 5 views, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? I like this. It doesn't have to be that way. The problem is that your videos just aren't optimized. For the YouTube algorithm to understand and promote them to the right audience. What else could we say here? No views means no money, and no money means you're wasting your time, energy, and money. Al pedo. Probably can't say al pedo because I don't think anybody's going to understand that because it's Espanol. All right, so again, really addressing the pain. Like this is what you're going through. This is what the problems that it's causing. Like you are suffering because you have not done this thing that I am about to show you. And the problem is that you're not. Yeah, so it says what the problem is and then what's causing the problem and then what the results of that problem being caused are. So again, see if we can clean this thing off. So the problem is that they're putting all the time into recording stuff, editing videos, and then they don't get any views. And then I said, but the problem is that, you know, it doesn't have to be like that. The problem is that they're not optimizing their videos correctly. And by not optimizing the videos correctly, they're losing money, they're wasting their time, and they're wasting everything else. Okay, so very painish focus right here. Now we need to tell them that it's not the end of the world, but we can help you. We have, so we can give them that. I'm wondering if we should go straight into telling them who we are, like building up the trust and talking about that, or if we should start giving them value first. I'm kind of thinking do the trust first, that way they kind of believe what we're talking about. Yeah, we've generated over $2 million in sales for our clients through YouTube this year. And we are going to show you how to apply the same simple steps to your videos so that they get more views, and we're going to show you how to make more money from that traffic. Be consistent with our word choice. All you have to do to get started is fill out this form. Once you do, we'll give you our 4 top guides for video, let's say for YouTube, SEO, and monetization, as well as channel strategy, and what else is on here? Be good if I could actually remember what I'm giving people. YouTube algorithm trends, oh, and branding. 100% for free. Okay, so now we've addressed the problem, said this is who we are, this is what we do, this is why you should trust us when we talk about this, and all you need to do in order to solve this problem is you need to download our forms, so that way you can learn how to actually do this stuff. Now the next thing that we're going to do that will let us is we're actually going to embed our form over here. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if I like this header setup, so I think I'm actually going to move this down here into the body. And then what we're going to do is we are actually going to remove the header because it's not really giving me the design or the layout. This thing off too. Said as few distractions as possible. Okay, so over here is where our code is going to go. So let's go back to our form, get our embed code, and then code, copy that, paste it right there. Perfect. That's it. So other things that we can do to this, we can add other pictures, we can add more stuff to it, but I kind of don't want to. And the main reason why is because, like we were talking about before, the more stuff that you have on here, the more distractions you're going to have overall. Now, one of the things I am tempted to do is just to add a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like with this, and I'll just rearrange it. I would like to have something that gives a little bit more authority to who we are and what we do. So we're actually going to erase all of this. Because really we just need a blank segment. We didn't need sections, what they call them on here. We don't need all this extra stuff. This, we're definitely not selling coffee. Selling the ability to buy coffee. Space. Well, I guess we can't get rid of the spacer. So what we're going to do down here is we'll just add some images and some text. It's over here. And then do I have any good screenshots that I can use? This one. So I'm going to move this over here. That didn't work. I could just drag and drop that in there. Guess not. Okay. Here's a real screenshot from a client. It's not really a YouTube channel, it's the website, but the traffic is coming all from YouTube. 90% of the traffic comes directly from YouTube. This is what will show you how to do in our training program. That's really bad copy. See, this is why I don't write copy, because I'm bad at it. What could I put here? What do you guys think in chat? Anybody actually in chat? It says there's one person watching. I had 6. This isn't some made up get rich scheme, which it's not. We expect you to put the same time and effort into optimizing your content as you do actually creating it. The difference is that this time you'll not only reach more people, but you'll start to generate passive income from your audience so that you can dedicate even more time and dedicate yourself to your creativity. If you want results like what you see in this screenshot, fill out the form. I'm trying to think what else. It's over here. Kind of break things up a little bit, you know. Add background images. Let's look. Or just a little bit. Darken it just a little bit too. I'm gonna give it. We don't want it to like distract people from what they're reading, but we do want it to look good. So that'll work. Save. And we're just going to make this text white so that way it stands out a little bit better. I'm going to make it bold too. All right, cool. So that's one that's one section. We're going to do the same thing over here. Put an image, change the background, upload an image. And this is actually going to be over here. So I went and I downloaded a whole bunch of pictures that I liked. I love this picture. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, cool. That's not supposed to be in there. Okay. So, same thing. We're going to make this a little bit darker just so we can make our text stand out a bit better. We're going to increase the blur by just a smidgen. We're going to give it a vignette and then save that. And then we need to take all of this text. We're going to make it bold so that way it stands out. We're going to make it white so people can actually see it. Same thing up here. We're going to make this blanco as well. That's what it's going to look like. So, super simple, super to the point. Like this, when you come to this site, there's only one thing that you can do, and that is to fill out this form. This tells you why you should fill out the form. This reinforces why you should fill out the form. Like that's it, right? So we're going to go ahead and publish this. That's going to do what we want it to do. Continue. Cool. All right. Now, there is one more thing that we want to happen here. Well, actually, it's going to send people to the other page anyways. So what I would actually do here, and now that I'm thinking about it, so this form that I have set up, I would need to duplicate it, because right now, whenever somebody fills it out, it actually sends them back over to this page over here, right? That's just the way that it's built. We can see that. Go Triston. I know how to get rid of this menu spot. Yeah, see, it brought us back over here to the other page, which is fine. Like, that works for the time being. But what you'd want to do is you would want to create a separate, it would be a thank you page. Okay, so you have a thank you page on this site. So that way, whenever somebody signs up for something, then you can send them to this other page where they can actually download whatever the thing is, or they can sign up for whatever the thing is. And then that way you can track your conversions. You want to be able to see how successful any marketing that you're actually doing is for the site itself. And so typically we'll use Google Analytics for that. And then you set up a goal or a conversion goal and have that be a specific URL. And that specific URL would then be your thank you page. So the idea is that somebody comes in through paid traffic, right? Then they'll come in, they look at the site, they fill out the form, they're taken to the thank you page, and then that registers in the system as a conversion or as a goal completion. It's actually what we have over here. So these are basically two different thank you pages that we've set up. One of them is after somebody's requested a quote, and the other one is after somebody has submitted a contact form. Okay, and so whenever somebody reaches the thank you page for those specific forms, then we're able to count that. So far this year, according to this, we've had 200 people request a quote, and 68 people have requested to be contacted by the company. And so we can see we've had a 3.17% conversion rate on that, and it's generated, this is actually wrong. We have an average conversion rate, or an average conversion value, of about $2,000. That's actually gone up to about $3,500 since we've been working on this, so that needs to change as well for both of these. And then we've actually generated a couple of leads that were worth over over $600,000 a pop. So pretty cool. We've done, like, considering all of these and putting all the different accounts together, we've actually reached over $2 million in conversions and sales, which is pretty darn spiffy. So analytics is great for that. It's free. It's really easy to set up. We'll cover that in another video if you guys have any questions about it. But that's the idea. So there's a little bit less, like, here's the button to push in Weebly to do this kind of thing. This is a lot more about like some of the theory that goes into actually building a landing page. Again, we're looking at the IDA sales funnel, looking at pain points, looking at ways to generate trust and confidence in the reader, so that way they will be more receptive to whatever it is that you're trying to promote. Now, what I would actually do with this before I start sending this out live is I would put a video in here. I'd put a video right here, between this header and the text, and it would specifically explain, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is the problem that I solve, this is how I do it, and if you want me to help you do this for your own problems and your own pains, fill out the form, and then once you fill out the form, I'm going to give you these things, and then on that other page I'll explain how to use them. So it'd actually be two videos, and then when you come over to this page, I'd have another video right here that says, okay, you made it. This is what you're looking at. This is how to use this stuff. So that would all need to go in a separate video. But I kind of like that sales process. Here's the video explaining what it is that we're giving you. It's free. Then the next, here's what's going to happen as soon as you fill out this form, and then have another explainer on the other video explaining what to actually do with the content, so that way they can take advantage of it. Because otherwise, they're not going to take advantage of it. That happens a lot because people can be silly sometimes. But again, that's kind of just an idea of what you'd want to put on your landing pages. Now, the other thing that I want to say here before we end this video is that I would start treating all of the pages on my website like landing pages, okay? Every single page needs to have a very specific purpose, all right? Like, what is the purpose of the homepage? What do you want people to actually do when they get to the website? What is the purpose of the contact page, right? How do we make that purpose as clear and as easy to complete as possible, okay? Same thing with your blog post. What's the purpose of the blog post? What do you want people to do when they reach the end of the blog post? Like, what's the conversion? What's the call to action for each of these? Like, if we have that sales funnel here, how do we do this for a blog post? And you can do this for blog posts. You can do this for everything. So that way, you're not just generating more traffic, but you're getting more value out of the traffic that we're actually generating. So if a page doesn't have a purpose, if it doesn't have a value, if it doesn't have a call to action, ask yourself if that page really needs to be on your website or if it's just taking up space. Like, be completely honest with yourself. I have taken most of my websites, like most of my websites don't have an about page anymore because they don't need it. Like, I'm telling people who I am and I'm telling them about my business on the homepage because that's part of my sales process. That's how I'm generating their trust. I don't need to put that on another page. It needs to be part of the homepage in order to do what it is that I want to do. So I don't have any about pages on my sites anymore. Your contact page, yeah, I mean, well, ask yourself this, like, what is the value of the contact page? What are you trying to get out of that? You're trying to get people to actually contact you. So you don't need this huge long thing with like information on every single employee that you have. You need a way that's the most easy and that's most efficient for people to actually contact you. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially like I said, when you're looking through these websites, and some of the websites we've been working on lately have like 300 individual pages, right? You don't need 300 individual pages in order to have a functioning website. If you can do it with one page and then just send people from 300 different sources to that one page, that's going to be a lot easier on you. And as long as you have your analytics and everything else set up the way that it should be, which is existing for the most part, then you can track and see how these different marketing platforms are actually working for your content. So that way you can focus on that. You can optimize for that. So that way you're making more money while spending less money. So just making your business a little bit more efficient. But yeah, so that is the landing page tutorial. So if you guys do have any questions about any of this, I'm probably not the person to ask, but what I'm going to do instead, go ahead and leave your questions about this stuff here in the comments. And then I am actually working with a couple different copywriters, and I will take your questions to them and I will ask them, and then I'll come back and I'll place the questions here. If any of them decide to start up a YouTube channel, then I will leave a link to that channel as well. But so far, none of them want to do it because they don't like being on camera. They don't realize how easy this is, as long as things don't explode. I'm not even sure if this thing's actually still even streaming. It says it is. But, so yeah. As far as your call to action right now, like I said, that's going to be leaving questions for us in the comment section. Also leave any links to landing pages that you've created in the past that you would like us to take a look at. We can run some tests, make sure that everything's working for you, and then also give you any feedback as far as like designs and that kind of thing. So aside from that, we are going to be making a lot more of these Weebly tutorials in the near future. We also have a couple of other platforms we're going to be making tutorials for. So we are back in action, guys. If you want to check out those tutorials, make sure to subscribe so that way YouTube will let you guys know that these videos even exist. There is a notification bell right next to the subscribe button. If you click that and turn on all notifications, it will let you know whenever we upload a new video. And those videos are primarily going to be Weebly, WordPress, Wix related in the near future. Like I said, we're working on a couple of other platforms that we're pretty excited about. I'd love to do more videos here on MailerLite because this is my favorite thing in the entire world. And talking a little bit more about this course that I'm making. And we're going to be promoting most of that here through Weebly as well. And then the course itself is going to be hosted on a platform called Thinkific. And so if you guys are looking for a platform to build an online course, definitely check out Thinkific, and we'll be talking about that in the not too distant future as well. But I think that'll do I think that does it for me. See, this is why I like to edit my videos. I think that does everything for me, though. I hope you guys have an excellent day. I hope this information has been helpful and valuable. And like I said, leave any questions you have for me in the